Welcome back, fellow armchair generals, to Aggressors, Ancient Rome. This is, of course, Gamer 1745 here. Our northern army here is in tatters. In tatters indeed. Okay, except for this one unit here. Don't know if there's there's ways to repair these guys, but it's still sort of costly and time consuming. We will certainly see about that. I want to come over here and look at our western army as it's trying to get Tripoli here. Okay. No, these guys are out of movement. I do think I normally end on the other team's turn, but I just want to check and make sure that we've got basically everything done. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think we will end this turn and see what the opposition can do to us. Of course, the opposition is everybody else. Yes. What good are you doing riding your horses around like that? Many of you probably watch my Hearts of Iron campaigns. We talk a lot about AIs, and so like I get these moves here. You know, they're attacking the enemy, whether they're good moves or bad moves. That's another thing to judge entirely. But just simply moving things to move things, I sometimes wonder about AI programming. And yes, we are looking very much at... Oh, there goes the Romans. At Rome being an eventual major opponent here. Especially now that it seems like we've kicked the guts out of the Seleucids. Again, these are just sort of century marching units that I don't get a benefit or whatnot out of. Well, good. Doing okay. Amphitheater wagon. I guess maybe I should do wagon because I don't know what it does, because I really don't think I want... We don't have... not enough leadership. I don't know if we want some of that. Okay, we do have enough leadership here for this. Okay, let's do, because see, wagon is a transport unit used by to transport infantry units over long distances. So maybe it's a unit that we could load infantry or ground units onto. And that I was very unsure of. Okay, 10 people. We have 415 for a number of turns. No, we don't need that. The food. Epirus. Well, we just had a massive use of our knowledge base. I'm gonna go no. If it was smaller, just focus on a cancel peace with... We would cancel peace with Epirus because demand no. Treaty changes with Pontus. No, cancel. Okay, now, we give up coal. We've got relatively plenty of coal, and like we said before, we got plenty of people. This was my offer, because I really didn't want some of that, because I don't need stone, I don't need food. Okay. They rejected my sort of counter offer to them. Okay, well, let's see if we can get Tarsus. Okay, basically eliminated the city, but we got that there. Okay. Now, fair chances. Let's see if we can put these guys down. I don't know if they have another city or not. Nope. Massacre. Okay, well. Good, we were able to take the gold. Very good. Okay, this is mostly just being a land grab here at this point, which is a good thing. Okay, Sidon, what kind of units can you build? Peltus, okay. Build those. Looking at some of these city sizes, I wish it was maybe a little larger. There is a birth rate control, and I think I've got it to sort of improve things, but...
Yes!
Defeat, okay, now... Next. Well, okay, what about our other... No, I don't. I want these.
Yes!
Dicey situation, okay. We won't attack there, but building roads to hopefully get better supply. Lepidus Magna. Berenice. They can't build. They can build. What can they build? Peltus. Okay, we will select unit type. We could use some more. Where is our fleet? We have a fleet, don't we? I mean, a big... Yeah, these guys. I want to show the flag to all these people. We've got this big old ship here. You better not mess with us. So I want to build a city over here soon. And mentioning that, Alexandria. Oh, okay. Oh, it's already doing something. Okay. Building something. Some unit type by hoplites, maybe. Which is a good thing. Hoplites. Having hoplites. Yeah. You like to ride around in circles. Or just around. Uh-oh, he died. This game does have more sophistication levels than I was aware of in the, early on. Like, if you remember last episode, we looked and we saw that the loyalty of units is dependent, partially at least, upon the loyalty of the city that they were created in. And that includes colonists, settlers. And so if you have that, and then you settle a city that's not, you know, with not terribly loyal settlers, then it's more likely to become disloyal. Okay, trade route was cancelled between Sparta and the Ptolemaic Empire. Cannot be used anymore. All the trade deals have been cancelled. Okay. Okay. Starving army, yes. Okay, I don't want to think about you just yet. Oh good, we're grabbing up lots of territory here. Let's get... Mine, victory, great. Glad we also were able to snap up that bit of coast. You're just so beat up, I really don't want to move you through contested territory right now with enemy forces. Same sort of here. We're coming up here. I think you maybe, don't know if you're the one starving or somebody else, but we're one of the units way down here that we're trying to get food to. With this guy building a better road system. Oh, victory, great. Threshold reach. You have completed the victory point conditions by 50%. Great work. You are going in the right direction. Target the most strategically important cities and regions. Okay. So we've got Tripoli. I think we will attempt to get some more territory around Tripoli. Do take note, it's a lot greener here than it is currently. And yes, I do this at times. Global warming. I'm looking down and thinking. First off, let me just concede that it's settled science. Now, of course, it is the only of all of the scientific fields, of whether it's biology or chemistry or nuclear physics or anything, all of the scientists, all in the scientific fields, global warming is the only settled science. None of the other science is settled. So that gives you how valuable it being settled science is, how you know, fundamentally we've had an understanding of all of the weather types. Weathermen never get the weather wrong anymore because we have this as weather science is a settled science. Okay, now you know I don't believe any of that. Okay, now that doesn't mean that there isn't global warming. I do believe there has been global warming. Okay, very much so, because back now when we don't have good temperatures for the olden days, because if you go get Antarctic ice temperatures, or you know how much, because not ice temperatures, sorry, Antarctic layering of ice buildup, because you can sort of do that and get sort of like a tree ring. Well, the ice is retreating in the northern in the poles, you know, up, you know, in the northern hemisphere up there, the Arctic. The Antarctic is actually expanding. So if we look at what the Antarctic is doing, I don't know if it would reliably tell us what's happening in the northern hemisphere, unless we figure out that if it's very little ice buildup down there means that it's lots of water up north. Maybe we'll figure out that. I don't know. And tree rings. Tree rings is some things that some people look at. Well, tree rings talks about, to my understanding, again, I am not a tree ringologist or know that it's a settled science, but tree rings denote growth levels in trees in a season, in a year, because they normally stop growing during winter and hunker down for it. And so that tells us about the amount of water that was available, generally speaking. Okay. Now, is water rainfall or other possible things, because rivers shift and change or streams shift and change, that one particular sample of trees, now I know they take more than one sample of trees for areas, but might throw the skews off. Does water level in Britain rainfall correlate to general regional temperature or a global temperature? I don't know that it does. Now, okay, so back during the classical era, we do have, if you will, anecdotal evidence. Partially that is by the type of foods grown in the types of regions. During the classical era, it is generally thought to have been warmer. It is generally thought to be a warm period of time. Then you get into the Dark Ages. Now, a bunch of TV documentaries in Britain, and I like a lot of them, well, the Dark Ages weren't so dark. They're trying to rethink this whole Dark Age thing and trying to make it out as if the Dark Ages weren't really such the Dark Ages or something. I'm going, and I like some of these history presenters and their historians that are on there, but really, that you're finding some wonderful Dark Age jewelry in Britain that they've dug up and going, look, see here, they preserved this great jewelry making ability, or some other technological thing. Compare that to what was going on in Rome. It is a Dark Age. It's a comparative thing. It's not that everybody was reduced down to sticks and clubs and was back in some sort of very primitive Stone Age. That's not what the Dark Ages are saying. It's no longer the age of, paper making. They're making vellum now, meaning animal hides. They're not doing paper or something. I don't know. But so a lot of this stuff goes away in the world. But also they're finding out that maybe it was also literally, at least an element of it for a while, a dark age. And that it was darker out. Why? Because of some volcano, and I don't remember, so I'm not going to even try to guess which one. Some volcano exploded up in the northern hemisphere and put a lot of ash in the sky. And that and or other things may have caused a cooling, because it appears that during the Dark Ages it generally gets cooler in the northern hemisphere. We only have good anecdotal records, I mean by that, by written documentation and that kind of thing, in the northern hemisphere. Because if you look in the southern hemisphere, you have, the Incas, but even then I don't know that they were around really in the Dark Ages. Don't know, just don't know. Not saying I don't think they were, I just don't know. About the only real big civilization, or maybe a pre-Inca culture, below the equatorial line in going through Brazil, so that's how far down it is down there. And then you go over to Africa, that's going through the Congo, generally speaking. So you do have the Great Zimbabwe, which I think is later, but I don't know. Again, I don't know. Is about the only real sort of big building civilization, though I would say it's not up to Rome standards by any means, but the only sort of southern hemisphere building sort of culture going on there. And that's about it, because if you look through there, you go through, you gotta go through like Indonesia, and I don't know how much you're going to find there. And then, Australia, those are Aborigines. So we have very few humans living south of the equator. So this is all northern equator stuff back then. So you globally, global there. Okay, so we know it was warmer from various things in the Mediterranean world. That's where I'm looking at. I don't have any good facts one way or another about, say, in China. And there can be multiple reasons, and maybe it's multiple reasons all at once, but there can be multiple reasons. I've speculated the amount of energy coming out of the sun. Now, somebody disputed it, and well, solar activity. Yeah, and I don't know that I'm saying more, sunspots and solar flares and that kind of thing versus just simply the amount of radiation that may fluctuate, and we haven't been monitoring it in a technically advanced situation for a long time. That may be a factor. Now, another factor we may see is ocean currents. But okay, so it gets cooler during the Dark Ages. Then in the Middle Ages, it warms up. and gets fairly warm. And then in the Renaissance, we can see as a mini ice age. And we can clearly see that time period in North America and other places in which the, particularly North America, I know, the glaciers expand very far south during roughly the Renaissance period. So things are getting cooler, much cooler. An ice age. Did man cause that ice age? Did we stop burning fossil fuels or wood or whatever? So, we should have been burning more. And since we didn't burn enough because I don't know why, and there were just too many trees, so that caused an ice age. I don't think man caused that ice age. Okay, so we had an ice age, and that ice age retreats, and it's sort of the Renaissance is sort of the high point to some degree, and so you're running into the 18th century now. Things are starting to get a bit warmer. By the end of the 18th century, the River Thames is no longer freezing over solid every winter. By the after the end of that, because it was, I think, 1805, the last frost fair. So things have been getting warmer, and so I'm not disputing increasing temperatures. I'm disputing the idea that man is definitely. I'm disputing the man is the primary factor, and at most, I'm saying is a contributing factor. Now, saying all of that, I am going back to, which I did talk earlier, another episode, about Cyprus and man cutting down the trees here. There are multiple factors, and some of it is very much clearing of trees. But you have multiple cultures living in the northern coast of Africa, or the southern Mediterranean coast, however you want to call it and look at it, depending on your perspective, I guess. That, yes, Egypt was a major breadbasket, if you will, for the growth of food at this time period. And that is entirely due to the Nile and conditions there. But we also know that a lot of this region in here, not so much this region, but sort of some of this, and definitely down in here, is also a food producer for Rome. Okay, Rome worries about its access to grain shipments from this part of the world. Well, we can look at it now and see that this area is not a significant food producer for export on staple food products. There may be, I don't know, dates or something that's it locally does, but not as for grain. Wheat is what I'm primarily looking at, wheat. But also maybe, don't know how much cattle was moved out there, but definitely wheat was moved out. So we know that this changed. I would say it was dealing with the Arab conquest. The Arab conquest was, I don't know how I want to say this. Because I don't want to make it out as being more brutal, to humans than other conquests. But it was brutal. But I don't want to mean that. But the Arab conquest was devastating to the infrastructure. They are a people, a culture, and I'm all in looking at cultures. I'm not looking at races, please, people. We have that going on. They come from a desert-based culture that is able to survive on, on a very small margin. And so they, to my understanding, is during the Arab conquest of North Africa, they used that to their advantage in sort of scorched earth tactics. And to the best of my understanding is, from the Arab conquest, the region has never recovered. And that is definitely human interaction. And yes, you can postulate that a cumulative human interaction with the environment is what is causing Now we'll change the term. Climate change! So that gets in anything. So if the temperatures aren't warm, but either there's more rain or less rain, because more rain may mean crops don't grow in Britain, and less rain may mean crops don't grow in America, or some such thing, and you just get into this generic climate change terminology. And yes, accumulative enough, but it is not, I don't believe, the Industrial Revolution. So yeah, this area changes because of what man does, and it very much does so. Okay, build route. We're going to build route to there so that we have that going. Now we have some emergency aids. Let's gold mine, coal mine. Well, we got lots of coal. We don't have any stables really, and then we've captured stables, so we might want to see about getting that in power. So because we just got this gold mine, and we may see them come and retake it, but it's going to be a little while before the stables get taken. So how much to repair? 653. Okay, we'll do that. And this gold mine. Oh, we can do both. Oh, they don't take any gold. Oh, we got plenty of that to do. Okay, so we'll get that repaired, which will get us more gold. Okay, we've showed the flag up here. I'm wondering if it would be faster to dash down and pick him up. I think it would be, and instead of walking him north or even west. Okay, so we have this, and we can see the cities it is affecting in purple. Well, we can improve defense, but I don't know if we want to improve defense. Okay. Sell unit. No, we don't want to sell it. Improve. Destroy unit. No, we don't want to do that. So hopefully that will help our regional growth and stability and happiness and all of that good stuff. Okay, yes, things are going well, very well. Okay. Athens doesn't look like it's doing very well. Neither is Sparta. Sparta's in exile. These Odrysians are really becoming a problem here, aren't they? Oh, they've completely taken out all of Sparta, it looks like. Wow. I thought they still held Crete. Oh, both sunk. Okay, your offer, trade proposal. You asked for offer. Okay, we, do I want gold for these things? No. Okay, yes, I want to support Athens. I will give it some gold. Would you accept signing of a peace treaty with the Seleucid Empire? No. Okay. What I would do is, and I sort of waited for this now, is looking at once I get this bit of territory here and this bit of territory here, now I would do a foreign relations, sign peace. Do you want to propose a peace agreement with Carthage? Yes. Okay. Why am I doing this? Couldn't I not have continued to push up through here? Very well, maybe. I don't know. We are no longer getting information from Rome, so we're not seeing what's going on there so well. Which maybe I should try to get relations back with them better. Partially, I feel that I've overextended myself. Partially, I want to have Carthage fight Rome and or other peoples, and not fight me. Keep that sort of power balance. So let's also look at foreign relations. Rome, we're at peace. Normally I'm not the one asking for this. Okay, city visibility, tile visibility. Not trying to ask for too much. Okay. So hopefully that will help with that. Now here, okay, you can make it to there, get up to there, go ahead. Very good.
Yes.
Good, victory. Would like to connect my territory up via the land there. General's advice. Now let's move to here. You're moving through rough territory, I see that. Okay, take the long sea voyage, dangerous across the open waters. Yes, we may be facing an invasion. I don't think so, but we'll come down here anyways. Okay, that's going to take a lot, but that'd be a major city. To have under control. But I think we're going to end this episode here. Thank you for watching. Thanks for liking the videos if you would. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, I really love hearing from you. So please post comments. See you next time for more historical gaming.